2016 project, right? You all are aware of this thing that we are going to make this project for the street lights. Well, our first step is entry event. Whenever you do any project, whenever, okay, you have to do some project work. So there are 2-3 things that you will have to be very careful about and you always have to keep in mind. Number one, when we have to do a project, we have to keep in mind that what is the purpose behind. Why are we making this project? So projects can be of 2 types. One type of project can be as we had been doing certain questions on the ways of strengths and limitations of the models. So they are one type of project in which you have to make some model, and the purpose of making the model is that the object is either very small or it is very big, that you cannot demonstrate that easily. So you just make a model that looks like the actual object, and then using that model you describe and you demonstrate that how it works or how it looks like. Yes, and then we discussed about this thing that there are always some strengths and limitations about each and every model. The successful model means we have to make sure that there are more strengths and less limitations in your model. This is one type of project that we normally do. The second type of the projects are which are not currently present around. This is an idea, this is a suggestion. You think that this issue or this problem is already there. So if you want to address that problem, so we are giving an innovative idea, a creative idea, and you make the model, you make the project to demonstrate that how will it work. So if you make such kind of projects, if you make such kind of models and you are going to demonstrate them, you are going to explain how will it work, and if the experts, they like the idea, so these ideas, these projects can be piloted and later on they can be utilized on a larger scale. So whenever you get a new innovative idea, the people behind them, whoever gave the idea, they always make a kind of project, they always make a kind of model to demonstrate that how will it work. It also makes the things easier. Let's say अगर आप बैठ के खुद से सोच रहे हैं कि yes, I'll do it, and then you will be just doing it as it is. So maybe later on you will find out the strengths and limitations. But once you make a model, so you get more ideas about it. You get to know कि हाँ ये भी सही नहीं हो रहा, हाँ इसको भी बेहतर कर सकते हैं, ये चीज़ ना इसके बजाय अगर ऐसे कर लें, so it will look better. And same thing when other people are going to look at that, so they are also going to share their ideas with you. Okay. So today we are just going to start with our project, and the first step is our entry event. So for the entry event, girls, I want all of you to be attentive. How to be attentive in the class? Make your hands free. So make sure your hands are free. You're not writing anything. Sit back. And now your mind should open. Right now, I'm not expecting from you people that you are going to note down something. Now I'm only expecting this thing that you all are attentive, and I want you to understand the thing. Because beta, if you are going to start the project, our first step, as I mentioned right now, is that we should be knowing the purpose behind the project. If you are not clear about the purpose, if you don't know why are we suggesting this thing, you will not be able to have a constructive or productive model at the end, right? Okay, so first of all, Vinyl G, very good. Okay, so first of all, I just want to know one thing from you people, that have you ever observed that the streets wherever you are living in, they have got some street lights?
Yes.
Yes? Alright. Have you ever noticed this thing that whenever it is getting dark, so who actually switches them on?
People.
People? The people who live around that area? Is there a particular person you know that that person is responsible? No. Maybe in some areas there would be someone like some guard or someone would be there who will be responsible to switch on the light in the evening and switch it off in the morning. But the places, now imagine, suppose the places where there is no specific person, as you have never seen any person specifically going switching on, switching off the lights. So that means if we have a street, let's say this is our place, this is our colony where we are living, this is a street and here are the houses on both the sides. Now what happens, let's say here is Sarva's house, here is Aiza's house, Rabi's, Khadija, Mahanur's house, okay? So what happens if, for example, it's getting dark and maybe at that time everyone is staying at home. everyone is inside the house, so you won't get to know that yes, it's dark enough, so we need to switch on the light. ऐसे ही है, हो सकता है ऐसे. So what happens that maybe at around 9 or 10 o'clock, Aiza got something important to do and she just came out and she noticed that no, it's really very dark outside and no one has even bothered to switch on the light. She'll just go and she'll switch on the street light, right? Why did she switch on the light?
Because it's dark.
Because it's dark. But even it was dark before she came out.
Because there was nobody to actually talk.
Why Aiza did not come out before and she switched on the light?
Because she didn't have a duty. Because
It was not a duty or it was not a requirement. When she came out, she found out that yes, I need light. So she went for her requirement and she switched on the light. After that, let's say she even went and you all have slept in your houses. Now in the morning, let's say you got up in the morning and now you are getting ready for the school and you came out of your house at around 6:55 maybe. Okay? As you came out, will you notice this thing that the light is still on or off?
no.
No. You will be in hurry that okay fine अभी बस van आ गई है या बाबा वेट कर रहे हैं गाड़ी में and I must have to reach the school. You won't have even this much time कि आप इधर उधर देखें कि light on है या off है, right? What about your parents? Won't even they bother to get up in the morning, come out in the street and check that if the light is on or off, it's still required or not? Okay, yes, now it's getting brighter, so we should switch off the light. Will they do so?
No.
No. This is not about your parents, this is not about my parents, or this is not about me or you. It's about everyone around. It's a kind of negligence from our society. Yes? We all are like that. Isn't it? We all are more bothered about the things where we find out that yes, this thing is required for me or this thing is going to give me some advantage, some benefit, and many times we ignore the things which are happening around and they should not happen until they are going to affect you. Yes? Right. So actually the problem behind this project is this observation. When this thing got observed, that in our society this is a normal practice that wherever in the street lights there are manual street light systems, people they do switch on the lights at night because they need it. They have to come out and they need the light, so they switch it on, but in the morning most of them they forget about it, they don't bother about it, and no one is going to switch off the light when it's not needed. As a result, we are wasting a lot of electricity. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes? Now, when we are talking about this thing that we are wasting the electricity because of our own negligence, now is the time where science steps in. Okay? We have to know that from where are we getting the electricity.
Fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels?
They're the gases
Fossil fuels are gases?
that are found from the very old fossils.
What are fossils?
Ma'am, fossils are like names of animals or plants that are buried underground.
Very good.
And like they take millions of years to form. And when we burn these fossil fuels, electricity is formed.
Very good. Yes.
Then fossil fuels are different. How fossil fuels are formed when animals die, their body decomposes due to microorganisms, and after millions of years, we can find like coal and.
Okay. Anyone else?
And these.
Okay. Fossil fuels means because that as Isa or Mahi they mentioned these things. When living organisms like animals or plants or like any kind of these living organisms, when they die and their body is decomposed, after that what is left? What is not decomposed? The bones?
Yes.
Bones are left. So after many years, many means let's say in millions, after millions of years, time by time, periodically what happens that the soil and dirt and minerals and everything starts getting filled into the spaces. ऐसे ही होता है ना, कभी skull आपने देखी है या कभी like you might have seen at least in documentaries or somewhere the skulls. Normally we have this skull but it is filled from inside. We have a brain inside our skull. But after the death what will happen? The brain inside, because it's made up of soft tissues, it will be decomposed. So skull will be empty from the inside. ठीक है? तो जहाँ जहाँ पर वो spaces बन जाती हैं, these minerals and dirt and everything, they start getting filled into it. And then it takes millions of years, and after millions of years, if you see the same skulls, you won't make out that it's a skull. आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि it's a big rock lying somewhere. ठीक है? You can't make out that this is a fossil or this is a rock. But of course, the paleontologists, the scientists who study about the fossils, they are the ones who go and who explore it, and they tell us that no, this is basically a fossil. So basically, these remains of the dead organisms, they turn into fossils, but it takes millions of years for this whole process. After that, these fossils, they become a source to make the fuels. We do get fuels from these fossils after processing these fossils. That's why the fuels that we get from the fossils, they are called as fossil fuels. Normally, whatever the resources we use to make these fuels, they are of two types. One is called as
renewable and non-renewable.
very good, renewable and non-renewable. So what is the difference?
But there are also like fossils of human remains.
They can be, beta, normally those dead remains, they turn into fossils which are exposed outside. In human case, definitely once they die, so we bury them off. Okay? So it is about the exposed thing. जैसे wild में animals मर जाते हैं, बस कहीं जहाँ पे मरे हुए हैं वहीं पे पड़े रहेंगे, so like and they are undisturbed. No one is going to touch them. No one is going to move them from that place. Only they. Okay? Okay, so we are talking about renewable and non-renewable resources. So you are already familiar with the two terms. Anyone else? No, not Mahi, not Aiza. Anyone else? Yes.
Renewable resources are like those materials which can be easily decomposed
Okay.
and they can then they turn into the soil. They turn part of the soil like paper or wood.
Okay. Yes.
Irrenewable things that do not compose.
Ramin, I'll appreciate if you make your hands free. Yes. Nine. Renewable.
Renewable resources are that resources that do compose inside the
They
soil,
decompose.
like
Okay.
the fossils of animals.
Anyone else? Ji, Maisa.
Now renewable resources are resources that do not run out and they're like available in like a big farm, like
All right.
in a big number.
Good. Okay, let me give you an example. Take your water. Let me give you an example. For example, you have a tree. Okay? You have a tree and the tree is for, let's say, mangoes. Okay, it's a mango tree. अब होता ये है कि mango tree से what will you get from the mango trees? Mangoes to eat. ठीक है? Now there are two options. First option is this thing कि first year जब उसके ऊपर mangoes लगे आपके trees के ऊपर, so you have just picked all the mangoes from the tree, and then you will think अच्छा mangoes तो मैंने सारे ले लिए, I'm going to eat them up this season. What about the tree? Let's cut it out. आपने mangoes लिए और tree को cut कर दिया. ठीक है? Now tell me, are you going to get the mangoes from the same tree the next year as well? No. Second situation. You have the tree, you have picked all the mangoes, and now you are going to take care of the tree till the next year so that the next year again it will bear the fruit and again you will enjoy the mangoes. Are you going to get the mangoes next year again?
Yes.
Yes. Actually, it is just a simple example कि आपने दो